So I'm in the little town of St Margaret's Hope, home of the ferry from here to, I can't remember the other one, Gills Bay, that's it. It's a lovely evening and the sea is so calm. There are lots of cute little streets in this area, going down to the harbour. And on the harbour side you've got the old bakehouse with a view of the sea and a palm tree in Orkney. There you go. Lovely evening. Hello, so I promised you to look at the finished items that I've been doing the past few days. This was a little extra that I started on Saturday, I think it was, when my internet was playing up, so I thought I'll do something simple, which I did. And what I've done with it is it's just a simple tube. So as you can see, if I take the bag off, it's just a simple tube. There's a bit of shaping, probably from about here, where I presumed it would go near the shoulders, and there's an armhole here, and an armhole obviously here, and it's slightly shaped, and then again I went back to the original stitch count. So it started at 120 and finished at 120 with a little shaping in between. What I thought about this was, so you see, you can, when you turn it back down, you can hang it on the shoulders. Your arm comes out here of this area here. I've put a little belt on it. The area, the measurement between the hem and the beginning of the armhole is about 6 inches. It has quite a largish armhole of about 8 inches, and then up here, I can't quite remember what that was. Do you think that's 3? And then I did, probably about 10 inches, something like that, maybe even 12 inches. But I used up my 8 balls of yarn to do that. 50-gram balls of this Ice Yarns eyelash yarn. It doesn't say on the label, so I can't really tell you. What I also thought was that it could become a hooded version if you turned it upside down and had the short end here with the armholes, and then this longer end could probably be a hood. I'm going to have to try that out before I say anything on that one. Anyway, so that is how I wanted it anyway, without playing around, but you could play around and see what it turns out like. But that was my idea. So let me just take off the top so that you can see the racing back vest. I like, a friend gave me this belt. I do like this belt. Yeah, it's very pretty. It's very folksy in my books. Right, I'll just put that to one side. So this is the racing back vest. Now, I found a needle. I did. I found a needle, and I only found it just before I started filming for today. And so I've got lots of little ends on it at the moment until I sew them in. But this gives you an idea, and as I said, I gave a little question out to you on day one. How do I finish it? So I finished it in rib as the comments came back, and I like it. It's come out really nice, and it goes lovely with this skirt that a friend gave me. I like that. I like the fact that it's black net over the lovely red skirt. That's a theme with me. I do like that sort of thing. Let me just come over the other side. So as you can see, let's bring her over a little bit. It's got the lovely round neck. I have not done any edging yet. I've got sewing ends in to do. I've not done an edging to this because it already has a suitable edging, because this is a tip that I often say. I don't see it often done, but I'm sure a lot of people do, is when you finish a purl row, knit the last stitch. Start with a knit stitch on a purl row and end with a knit stitch on a purl row. The next row is a knit row, and you just knit across, and that therefore you get this really good edging that you don't need to actually do another edging around it. It's a perfect edging. Down the side it has this lovely edging here, as you can see. On the front I've got this panel of rib that goes into the welt around the bottom, which is all rib, as you can see. It starts from the top up here, and this actual rib is a twisted rib, although I would call it a half twisted rib because I've only done it one side, in the sense that the other side is a normal, what it looks like normally when you rib, but the twisted rib is twisting the knit stitch only, not the purl stitch. So that's the front. I love the shape. What I did to get the shape was having to cast on here and bring this ribbing around. So what I had to do was when I got to the bottom of here was carry on in the rib for a little while, and then pick up the stitches along the rib here. So that's why you'll find that the lace stops there and there on this back, on this racing back. As I said the other day, I started the racing back here and went down in a triangular sort of shape, which is not what I was wanting to do. I feel as if I'm out of focus here. Am I there? Are you there? Yeah, good. Then I picked up the stitches along there and did a lot of increases around here, and also along the neckline there, to get this shape. and then I ribbed across between my armband around here that goes around here. So when I came round the front here, I had enough stitches then to carry the straps forward and then carry on increasing as I'd done on the back. I think it was every 4th row, exactly the same as what I'd done on the back. So around here there's a little more and a little more increases on that side and increases across there. So I've not had to put on any new edgings. I've left it as it is, and as I say, it's got to have its little ends sewn in. I think it deserves a pattern, that one, and what I would like to do with this is do it in a cotton, you know. Yeah, a cotton or any other yarns that I've got sitting around in my baskets, etc. I have got a lot of stuff, it's true. I need to work through them, so that's what I'm doing. So that is the beautiful racing back top. I'm very proud of that. It's just one of those things that once it's in the head, it seems to progress. And yeah, I did pull it back a couple of times, but once now I've got the idea in my head, I can reproduce it. Yeah, love it. I love that one. Okay, we'll put her to one side. It's too cold. It's so frosty out there today. It's white. It's like we've had a thin layer of snow. Okay, so that's it. Print Berry. Doesn't she look fine? Let's bring her on a bit. There. There you go. So I still got lots of things to knit, and at the moment I'm finishing the Scandinavian one, but this one has been sat in my bedroom. My knitting in bed project. So I had a lot of black left, so I have mixed up a lot of black yarns in there, but being black, you know, you can't see it. So at the moment, this is another ice yarn, but I can't remember what it was called, because this was, I think I've got a little bit more of that, but I don't know what they call it. And what I did was I started knitting a scarf in it and thought, you know what, that would make a brilliant colour. So I knitted it to probably about 20 inches, enough to be able to put over my head. And then I picked up all the edge along the edge of the scarf to the amount of stitches that I needed to do around the curved a circular neck. And I've just followed my pattern calculations and picked and increased down to the where I need to split for the sleeves, and then gone straight down, and at the bottom I'm going to do a longish, probably about that much at the bottom for the hem, and when I finish the sleeves they'll be similar. That's if I've got enough of the yarn left. Let me see what I've got left. Oh yeah, I've got a fair amount in there. I think that will work. But it's very strange yarn. Have a look. You see that? Yeah. Now, you could do this in spinning, you could spin a yarn like this. So if you had a piece of cotton thread, some cotton mercerized thread, you could actually spin onto that little pieces of your hand spun yarn, which would be interesting, wouldn't it? So that's in my head to do as well. It's given me a little bit of inspiration, that has, to do that. So that's that one. So, oh, guess what? I've found another blooming sewing needle. How's that? See, this is where they all go. So that one's, I think I'm going to, once I've finished off the Norwegian one, and if you want to know what I'm talking about, you need to go over the last few days. This is day 4, and I've been talking about that one on day 1 and day 2. Yesterday, day 3, I sorted out my wardrobe. Today, well, I said I would show you what I have actually completed so far. Now this is another project that needs finishing, she says. And Lena, are you on? Are you on today? Because this is the yarn that you sent me. So Lena kindly sent me some yarn that she found. She's like me. She has a look around in these places, and she found me some lovely, I think this is Falkland wool, this one. I was really thrilled to bits with that. And so what I've done so far is mix the 2 colours together. That's a bit of mosaic knitting down there. This one has a kind of a stitch that goes back on itself. I quite like that. And I've done that up there. There's also another lace stitch in there. And it comes down from this one up here. And for the neck line, I decided to crochet a little shell stitch around there. Again, I've not got an awful lot of the brown, but I've got plenty of the blue left. So I'm just going down there. Now, I suppose this time I need to ask you, do I do a double knit hem? Or would you like me to rib the hem? Or is there anything that you would like to see as a hem? Like a cable or just a plain hem? Or just mention a stitch you would like me to finish this little jumper in. It's going to have sleeves. I think I've got enough to do that. I think I'm going to have to cast off soon to have a nice sort of cropped jumper. So I'd love to know what you think I should finish this in. Yeah? So if you've got any thoughts, would you like to put them in the comments for me? So that's 2 more that are needing finishing. This one I started ages ago when I've talked about that in one of my videos. But I've run out of yarn, so this was made in the Shetland Spindrift, so I'll have to take a little trip down to Stromness to my lady there and to see what she's got that I can fit into there. I quite like this dark red. That does it for me. Right, so that one's to do, but that's going to be a while yet. So Lena, thank you very much. See, look, I've got plenty of that left. So thank you very much, Lena. I am working my way along on that one. And that's the only brown one I've got left. So that's got to be used sparingly. So thank you very much for that, Lena. I enjoy it when people understand my recycling nature. And to have sent me that was really brilliant. She sent me a lot of circular needles as well. I haven't forgotten about the lovely little photographs you sent me of all the baby clothes. I think I've got to do a baby clothes day during this little series of knit pods. There's not been very many views the past few days, so if you would you please share around your little communities, and you know, if you get a bit of inspiration about the things I'm doing, that's great. It might encourage me to write more patterns. As you know, I'm a bit about writing patterns, but I do feel that I've got to reproduce that circular neck pattern, and that is going to happen in the new year. I haven't forgotten about it. It's going to be typed up then. I've been getting my office into some form of order so that I can sit and do that. There's a lot to do. I've let things slide a bit, I think, since Mum died, and since and I also lost a big sister in my family as well. So it's been a difficult year. So I've let things slide. So I need to get back into some form of order and organisation. I've got some work coming to me shortly, so that needs to be done as well. So yeah, the new year I will put up the rail of all the things that I've knitted in 2023. And a lot of these, hopefully, now that they're being finished, will be on there, on that rail. So please keep watching. If you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe. Please stay subscribed. Don't leave me. And please like. Love your comments. Please keep commenting. And if you feel that somebody else would enjoy what I'm doing, would you share my videos with them? So yeah, I'll see you again tomorrow, day 5, with some more interesting projects waiting to be finished, and hopefully we might have another finished project to put on the model. So if you enjoyed what you've seen today, please say hello, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye now, and keep knitting.